different. So you have the grammatical structure is different for each type of inscriptions. The place of different constituents in this proposition is controlled by the information structure. That's what I want to insist on here. What's the information structure? The information structure is used to refer to various ways in which information, including propositional information and real-world knowledge, is linguistically encoded. One of the common examples I can say is here, whenever you hear about Kamba Ramayanam, Bhagavadar, when they give this recitation of Kamba Ramayana, they say, ராவணன் வந்து சீதையை காட்டுக்கு அழைச்சிட்டு போயிட்டான், அனுமார் போய் தேட போறாரு. So what Hanuman says is contain Sīதையை instead of saying Sīதையை contain, even though we have no proof of that. So this is what is being told, no, because Sīதையை contain is one way of saying things that is grammatically accepted, but contain Sīதையை, that's pragmatically important. So Hanuman chooses which information should be given first and which information is more salient in the context. So this is the same type of analysis we are looking for, but the thing is that whenever you talk about information structure, this information structure and the word order have a correlation, grammatical correlation. I'll skip this. Yes, there are also, my work is not the first work. Fortunately, we have many scholars who have worked on this, and especially Zolo Bill and also Professor Washak, they have also done a lot of work on introduction to the historical linguistics of Tamil, and also Professor Agastya Lingam and others have done. So following those works and taking into consideration the recent developments, the last 30 years on linguistic analysis of rare languages, I am applying this. So I'm giving one example. I'm taking really statistical analysis of one example. This is the Pulanguruchi inscription. You all know that there are 3 inscriptions were discovered in 1970s. There are three inscriptions. Only one is well preserved, and this is considered as the most of the oldest inscription, not of Brahmi, but wall inscriptions. So I made a count, a word count for that. So you can see, I don't know whether the table is clear. According to the general theory which are available, yes, verb final pattern, I have 53%. The verb non-final pattern, I have 47%. Naturally, none of this verb final and verb non-final situation is not applicable for this, in the sense that neither it is SOV or V, something like that. It's not pertinent for Tamil. So this is only one example. So this cannot be generalized. The difference between verb final and non-verb final is insignificant, so this cannot be considered. I will try to explain 2 or 3 things. Why certain structures have been selected to convey a given piece of propositional knowledge. And I will focus only on verbal clauses because it's not possible to do everything here. So variation in constituent order depends on how information is encoded or packaged in the early Tamil inscriptions. That's the most important. And also these pragmatic intentions are all grammaticalized in the medieval and classical Tamil. That's one of the problem. That's why we find more difficult to understand, even though we know the Tamil language. When you read an inscription, it sounds difficult because we don't know how the scribe or also the king who ordered the inscription, what was his intention and which way the information were placed in the sentence. The word order. This is one of the examples from Pulanguruchi Epigraphica Indica. Okay, that's from 1750. Urupalum, so many things. So the translation is, we, the king, gave the west land, etc., to Madhava Sarma Bhattar. Here the word order is Urupalum Madhava Sarma Bhattar ku koduttom. So the object donated, the receiver comes in the first place, the donated object, indirect object comes in the second place, and the verb comes in the last place. And unmarked object, one of the most important characteristic features of the inscription is that direct objects are not marked for accusative case. So we have to see according to the context what is the object of donation and why it is not marked. Naturally, there are two types of objects in inscription languages. One is syntactic object where it is marked for accusative case, and the second one is focused object. So here we can see Koodal Ilamakkal Nadivittakal. This is the memorial stone erected by the warriors of the village Koodal. And second one is Vel Marugan Mahan Yenguman Nolliyatru Kuna Saivitha Tevakulam. So this is again, this temple was constructed by so and so. So here in the second example, you have naturally adjectival participle, relative participle, sorry. So this is again a kind of way where the direct object, which is important in this context, has been put under focus position, and in that consequently the verb is naturally in a relative participle position. Yeah, here you have verb subject. Kettu vandu kurinan ole eludvan Raman Karigannan. So you could have imagined something like, if it is all really this way of saying things, Raman Karigannan kettu vandu eludhinan, kettu vandu kurinan. Instead of that, they have put the verb action in the first place, and at last they have put the subject. Why is it this way? Because we know naturally in this context at the end of the text we put the name of the scribe. But we know, but what is not known is who really is the scribe. So we know that there will be some writer, but the name of the writer is Karikanan. That becomes a more salient information here, so that is always put at the end of the sentence, what we call focus position. This is again another example, subject verb subject. It's a compound sentence. Kal, this is the memorial stone. Again, this memorial stone, which is more important in the context of the hero stone inscription that comes at the end, in the sense that takes the place of the focused element. Finite verb participial noun. Again, 6 and 7 are most important examples also. Patan and Patan, both you have in 6 and 7, but Patan in 6 is finite verb and Patan in 7 is a participial noun. So whenever you have a Patan, both at focus position and as a predicate, it's always at the end. But Kal, which is more important or more salient information in this context, is put always at the end. So in that case, the finite verb morphologically, which is finite, becomes participial noun. None of the case marker is used, neither genitive nor locative. The only case marker which is used in inscription language is the dative. Accusative is not marked. So in the initially I told, whenever you have a language with morphologically developed case markers, the word order will be different. Even though we have all cases in Tamil, none of the cases except dative is used. Second thing is, the relative clause constructions are very frequent. Third, clauses with finite verb also show variation in the sense, even though when you have a finite verb, the example 4, the verb comes at the initial stage and the subject comes at the end. To conclude, word order in the early Tamil, I don't know whether I made it clear my point. The thing is that the word order in Tamil epigraphic text is pragmatically motivated but not syntactically motivated. That's the way I wanted to insist on focused position and non-focused position. The placement of different elements in the clause is controlled by